All right, what's up, guys? I just wanted to stream for a little bit. Let you guys, what's up, Insane One? I want you guys to experience me learning this YouTube thing and this StreamYard thing. I know nothing about it, so I figured why not do it with you guys. So, and there's a couple of things that I want to talk about as well. I received today the Clone Trooper Chrome version, which is beautiful. I got two of them so I could display both heads. So that's why I wanted to talk about it, and then obviously go, through a Axel, what's up? Through a few figures that have been released that I didn't really get to talk about, and things that got announced as well. So I figured, why not do it with you guys while I learn, and then when I become a big time billionaire YouTuber, you guys can say, you know what, I was there his first day, his second day when he didn't even know how to use StreamYard. So that's why I want to bring you guys in so we could go through the journey together. So yeah, let me talk about the Clone Trooper, the Chrome version. So I should have got it. I just posted all the pictures for you guys in my group, it's on my Instagram, it's on my TikTok, and I share like I usually do. I usually share a few pictures, in just about maybe 4 or 5 groups, like total. Like I don't spam everybody's. I used to put my pictures in every group, and I got annoyed, and I was like, if this is annoying for me, I was like, it's got to be annoying for everybody else. So I stopped that. I only do, like I said, a few groups of people that that appreciate my stuff at least. So that's why I keep it very, very limited. Fabulous Disaster, what's up, man? Let me see if clicking on these messages will pop up on the screen. Oh, there they go. Awesome. This is going to be. Thank you for being here, my friend. Axel, what's up, man? Insane One. Fabulous Disaster, what's up? What's going on? Axel. Oh, this is cool. Glad to be here. Thanks, man. I'm glad you're here too. I'm glad you guys are here with me. So I got the figures, beautiful figures. I had to wear gloves. The gloves are right here. I like these gloves because you don't get the fingerprints. I don't care how clean your hands are, you're always going to get fingerprints on those figures. I have the gold one and the copper one. They're dirty. They're super smudged. You can't help it. So those, when I got them, I didn't even bother wearing gloves for, and I still never cleaned them. But these, I was like, this chrome has to look nice. So that's why I had to wear gloves for these. Let me see who's coming in because I see the chat scrolling. Oh, it's prime time. What's up, man? Thank you for being here. 12-inch Moose Dream. What's up, man? Thanks for being here. First time here. Welcome. Big Dog Pound. Woo! What's up, man? Thanks for being here. Who else is here? So very exciting, man. Very exciting, guys. The figures, very, very basic figures. They come with literally 2 weapons: the long rifle, the smaller gun, and the hands, the base. That's it. But they look great. I don't know if you guys looked at the pictures that I posted, and I have all of them. I have the porcelain, I have, like I said, the copper, I have the gold. They look beautiful together. The only thing I don't like about the porcelain is it's a great figure. Very, very rare now. It's very expensive. But that base, that huge fancy base that it came with, and I understand why they give you that base. I get it. But it's like it doesn't belong anywhere unless you have it like on a detail shelf by itself. It takes up so much room that you can't really display with anything else. So I ended up having to use just a regular black base for that because, to be able to fit it with the other ones so they look nice together. I wanted to talk to you guys also about the cable figure. the Cable figure, and let me see here. Let me find it because everybody's talking about well, the fact that it's released already. Number one, huge deal. So that's a big deal because it was delayed forever. Everybody was desperate to get it. It was. I feel like for the amount of time that it was delayed, it should have been perfect, in my opinion. Not that it's not perfect, but we're going to get into the issue, that people are complaining about. It's very obvious as well. Um, the figure looks beautiful. I love it, but I want to show you guys like the one thing that look at this body. This thing is insane. I had to get at least. I think I either got two or three because I want. I have the Toys R Us one and the Toys R Us one. What's up? Bob Dylan's here. What's up, man? Thanks for being here. Um, so I got the Toys R Us one, for like 220 bucks, and at the time where it was going for like 400 plus, and the guy who I got it from actually, oh man, I was so lucky. The nicest guy. He wanted, I forget, I think it was like 240, 220, 240, whatever it was. And I was so happy with the figure that I ended up giving him an extra $20 just because I felt like, I needed to just give him, that extra 20 bucks just because of that. So I gave him $20, he was happy. I was super happy. Because I ended up, I didn't order it because Hot Toys had teased theirs, but it took forever to be announced for sale. So I was like, oh man, I really regret not getting it. Thank God I finally got it. The guy who sold it to me is actually going to be making my thumbnails for my channel. So the guy is an artist. He does computer art and graphic design. The guy is incredible. You have to check it. You have to check him out. If I get him to, I don't know if he wants people to going on his personal page because I've seen this stuff on his personal page, and he makes really cool stuff. So I just said, listen, I just want something very simple, just like my logo, and I just want it to be kind of like similar to the font of my logo and stuff like that. Just so I could have, I like having things uniform. I don't like being all over the place. One thing looking one way, one thing looking another way. So, I told him to actually, it was today. I was hoping it would get him done today, but he's not gonna. He said hopefully tomorrow. So we'll see. So I have to use the one you guys see on the screen right now is the one I made. Which thank God it's not. It's not amazing, but it's not terrible either. I made that on my phone real quick. But so yeah, so this figure. Again, look at this body. There's no way that you could, not appreciate this body, alone. Just the body. Forget everything else right now. Just about. Pedro, what's up, man? Thanks for being here. So I love this body. I have to display with this body. I don't remember taking the clothing off of the Toys R Us one. I don't know if it's this detailed under. I don't want to bother, undressing it to find out. But this thing here, like, there is no way that you're not displaying this detail, on a shelf. Like, there's absolutely no way. I think it's a waste. Even if you have, the weapons and the guns and the teddy bear and, all that stuff like that, just with no shirt on, I think it'll look amazing. But again, I think that's what I got, either 2 or 3. I don't remember. But I have to display it this way. But the one thing, that was bothering people, and I didn't notice until I think the day after it was announced that it was released, because I didn't, when things release, I just look real quick and then I post, I share if it's somebody hasn't shared already in my group, and I don't really look at the pictures right away because to me it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna get it anyway, so so that's why I don't really know what's going on until people start sharing pictures and posting pictures and complaining about what's going on. So if you look at the images, they look great. Let me see if I could put this full screen. Yeah, no, it's not getting bigger. I don't know how to do this thing. But so, It look he looks great. I think the coat here, you know, I think it's there for a reason, and I think maybe Hot Toys knew. Like here, the neck doesn't look bad at all, but you're gonna see that there's an angle. See, like here, it doesn't look bad at all, but there's an angle when you get to it, that looks. Look at this thing. This thing is beautiful. Look at that gun. That gun, even for the Toys Era one, the gun is like amazing, amazing. What's up, Dave? Thanks for being here. Flavio's here. What's up, man? He was supposed to join me tonight, but his computer's from Mexico, I think he said, so he couldn't get it to work. Oh man! But I'm just kidding. He has some technical problems. But yeah, so the gun is beautiful. I think the gun is like one of the best accessories, for the figure because besides the body, the gun is so massive and it's so it looks so real compared to the one from the movie. It's just really really nice. Look at this thing. Even here, the neck looks perfectly fine because again, I think it's the angle that of that specific picture. See here, looks perfectly fine. But you're gonna see. Let me see if I can find it. See, like he looks amazing with Deadpool. Look at that. He's gonna look amazing if you guys have the what's it called? The gray one, the dusty version. That's gonna be really sick. That's gonna be really really nice. Let me see where it's this picture. So look at that. The eye glowing. I didn't even put the batteries in inside the Toys Era because it doesn't really matter. But that one glows as well. It's got the glowing eye as well because that was the I think that was the perks of getting the deluxe one. So I didn't put the batteries in. So honestly, I don't even know if you could tell the eye's gonna glow if you do put the batteries in, but I didn't even bother. Just because I like I've said before, I don't really put the batteries in the figures anyway. Even I used to just to try them out to take pictures, but I don't even bother. Just because it is what it is. But this thing, I think I'm gonna have to take some pictures with that eye because that looks really really nice. And then let me see if I could look at that. The teddy bear is really cool. Deadpool comes with this thing, the time that time travel thing. This shield is like, or I think it's gonna be like the Iron Man Mark 85, special edition shield that everybody, at least I thought it was gonna be like some really thick, heavy duty, like you know, shield that was gonna make the figure and feel have some weight to it. Turns out to be some really crappy plastic. I mean, it still looks great, but it was like some really crappy plastic that I ended up not even using because I was like, oh my god, this takes up so much more room than it does, anything for the figure. So I hope this doesn't, it's not that same material. I hope it's something, a little bit different. It looks very cool. Am I going to use it? I don't know. I have to see how big it really is. Um, but I like it. I like it anyway. It's very, very simple. It's supposed to look like, he's getting shot at. Let me see if I get to that picture. See here, he looks fine again. I think this does the whatever it's supposed to do. The little, to cover up his neck. I think that's why they gave you that. Where's it? What happened to that picture? I think they removed it. Yeah, there was a pic. Unless it's from their. Oh my God, is it on their Hot Toys page? Let me see. Hot Toys. Let me see. Is it on their Hot Toys page? Does anybody know that I thought it was Hot Toys like Hong Kong or something, isn't it? Let me see, because it's not coming up. Twitter. No, I don't want the Twitter. They have doesn't Hot Toys have their own page? Yeah, I think Bob Dylan's right. I think they removed those pictures because there was one picture with the neck that was it looked really really thin, and that's why the head looked real big. It looked really long, and it looked like it didn't match the body well. But what happened to Hot Toys' like main page? They had their own you know their own private what do you call it their own main page where you could look at everything that. What is this? No, this is not that. That's secret base. No. What happened to the page? That's weird. Because I remember that was like the place to go when you wanted announcements. That's where you went. That's where I went at least. Every time something was announced, this was years ago. Hot Toys. How would you even search this? Hot Toys what? Hot Toys official website. See, it goes to Sideshow. I don't understand. Yeah, but those pictures, I'm telling you, those pictures must have gotten removed because let me see if this will open it. Oh, maybe here. Let's see here. Oh, come on. You're not going to let me see? All right, forget it. But what if I do Hot Toys cable? Go to images. Maybe this will come up this way. Because I know there's no way they removed them completely from the internet. There is no way. Let's see if anybody sees them. This is crazy. Yeah, no, they must have. That's crazy. They removed them. That's insane. Because it was really bad. The picture was really, really bad. Like it made the figure look horrible, and I was like, let me see. Bob Dylan just sent me a message. Let's see. No, that's not even actually the last one, I think. But there was one that was really bad. There was one that was really, really bad. No, this one's not even that terrible. Thank you, Bob. I don't know what happened to these pictures, but anyway, the neck looked super, super long, like very long. Look at this is the Toys Era one. This figure is like really, really good for what it was. Back then at least. Look at it. Everybody was like dying to get this figure, and people ended up having to spend, a lot of money, when it sold out. It was going for like over $500 at one point. And I was like, oh man, I can't believe I missed it. And I got it, like I said, I got it, thank God, for a lot cheaper than that. But the figure still holds up right now. The neck was perfect. Look, it's not as long as the Hot Toys one, but still say, oh, look at the body. I didn't even know that the body was like this. But it's not the same detail as Hot Toys by any means. Like there is no way. Look at that. It doesn't even look as realistic and as shiny as the Hot Toys body. And look at the detail here, and look at the neck. Look how thick the neck is. So it's completely different. Obviously, it's supposed to be different than Hot Toys. But Hot Toys' neck, I think it's more accurate to the actor. I posted a picture in my group, and it showed, the real. It was like a banner picture of, it was Deadpool, Cable, and I think her name is Domino. And his neck looked exactly like that bad picture. It was thin and long, but it looked, it's normal. It looked normal. So this picture, look at this. I didn't even know his body was like this for the Toys Era one. He looks great. Let me see if I can find anything else. Yeah, no, this figure's awesome. Look at the accessories that it came with. Toys Era, with those prices, and Toys Era is one of those companies that I always praise because they came into the game, they're charging, for really, really good figures, way below Hot Toys prices, and we get really good quality, very, very good quality. You'll see, look at the eye light up. It's not going to be. It doesn't look anywhere near what the Hot Toys eye light up looks like. This is a little bit reddish. It looks like. Like I said, I never put the batteries in, so I don't know. But you could compare the two, and it looks absolutely nothing like the Hot Toys one. Let me see if I could. Hot Toys cable. Let me see if I could see. Look at the eye here. See, the eye here is a little bit. Look at the yellowish, and look at this. It's like a reddish. So it's definitely not the same. The Hot Toys, obviously, way better in my opinion. Let me go back to Sideshow. But yeah, I can't believe they removed the picture because it was causing. And again, this is why I always say the reason why Hot Toys delays on showing you guys or showing everybody, showing us, the faces. What's up, Local Lou? Thank you for being here. The reason why I feel like, and I'm 90, a lot of people say it's because of, legalities and licenses and this. I don't think so at all. I think the problem is to avoid drama and people trashing the head sculpt before, it's 100% ready. I think that's why they blur them out on purpose to avoid that. And then when they're ready, then they'll show it, fully, and it is what it is at that point. And even so, if whenever they do show it, it comes up that people are unhappy for whatever reason, I still feel that Hot Toys will, end up fixing or tweaking whatever they need to do. For example, let's talk about what's her name? The Mighty Thor. What's her name? Hold on, Mighty Thor. She, they did her figure. Was this her? No, it's got to be Hot Toys. Where is she? There she is. So, so you're going to see that there's an image here. See? Right here. Look at this. You think that her face isn't ready? You think there's anything legal going on with the fact that they're not showing you her face? Absolutely not. What I think is that, look, you can see her entire face right there. It's covered with the helmet, but you're going to tell me that you're not going to be able to make out what she looks like under that helmet? Hold on. Revenge of the Sith, what's up, man? Thank you for being here. So, you don't think that this is already made? You don't think that, they're ready to go with this? The thing is, again, they're not showing it to avoid problems. Like I can tell you right now, this head sculpt right now is not 100% by any means. There is no way that this is going to, slide and with people being like, oh, this is great. Absolutely not. Look at the lips alone. They look very blah. There's not much detail on the lips, so, there's no reason for them to blur it, but they blur it because they're going to avoid people talking about it, bringing it down, bashing it. Oh, she looks ugly. She doesn't look like her. She doesn't look like this. She doesn't look like that. Same thing with what was the other figure they did? They've done a couple of figures like that. But again, it's not because they're not ready, because obviously, for you to take a picture of it, it's got to be 100% ready. It's just it needs to be blurred to avoid any issues. Let me show you the other picture where you get the special edition broken. See, like here, you're gonna tell me that thing is not done. But again, in my opinion, Uncommon, what's up, man? Thanks for being here. I don't think that it's not done. I think it's, again, to avoid. I think it's done. It's just not 100% done to the point where they're comfortable enough to release the images to the public and not have people talking bad about it. I want to show you guys like even compared to Thor, she looks very, very blah. There's not much detail. It just looks very, very toyetic, very, very, just very blah. In my opinion, I think it's just, there needs to be more, And again, I think that's what they're waiting for. They're waiting to give us the full details on the face. Let me show you the broken. Where? Oh, they removed that too. Are you kidding me? Of course they removed it because, again, people probably said something already. Why is this not show? Where's it? Oh, never mind. There it is. See? So this is what I mean. So you're going to tell me that this is not done? Of course it's done, but it's not 100%. Look at the detail. There's not really much detail on the face. You know what I mean? It's the lips. Look at the lips. It's just very blah. So I think that's what's going on. I think they're waiting until, it's fully ready to go. Because like I was saying, look at Thor. If you compare her to Thor's face, look at his face. Look at all the detail. You can see wrinkles. You don't see anything. Her face is very, very smooth, which I understand. But she still has, creases on around her lips and stuff like that. That they're not even around her cheeks. They're not showing any of that. and you have to show detail. So I think that's the issue with them, not showing you the full head sculpts. I think it's not ready. This figure is great. I think this figure is amazing. Let me see. Bob Dylan said something. Green Goblin. Let me see the Green Goblin, because I think that was another one. Let me see what. There it is. Deluxe. Yeah. So again, you're gonna tell me this is not done? This is 100% done. But again, to avoid issues, they wait until they're 100% comfortable to to release it to the public, and boom, there you go. But this thing is going to be insane. You're going to see the detail. You're going to see the wrinkle. You could actually see them right here already, because you know how he's got that crazy smile. He's got the crazy ridges around his cheeks. So so it's just crazy how they blur that. But again, I don't blame them. People are very quick to talk down on these head sculpts and complain about them. I don't think many understand the amount of work that goes into doing this artistic stuff, or whether it's drawing, whether it's painting, whether it's sculpting, whatever it is, it's a lot of work. So for somebody to have zero experience on, and I understand that we have to have our opinions on it. We're paying for the product, we could complain, absolutely. So I'm not saying that you're wrong for doing that at all. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, people are very quick to bash something. Number one, not realizing the amount of time and amount of work that it takes to do something like that. Number two, 99% of the people, in the community have probably never sculpted anything. So they don't even know what it really entails to do something like that. So, it's crazy to just be like, oh, it sucks. Oh, it's not good. Again, I get it. We're allowed to, but it's the level of bashing that, to me, it's like, wow. Like, I love Hot Toys first and foremost. I got into this hobby because of Hot Toys. After I saw my first Hot Toys, I fell in love with the figures, with the things that their product, what they make, and I've never stopped ever since my first. I always say, I think it was my first Batman. It was the Dark Knight Batman, the crappiest Batman compared to what we get now. And back then, it was top notch, top of the line, best of the best. So, so that's why I never stopped collecting their stuff, because I don't think that it's right to bring them down or say anything like that. Hold on, Dave said something here. I don't blame them. Artists are people too. Exactly. Yeah. It's just crazy. I mean, yeah, people are going to do whatever they want, and it's fine. It is what it is. But like I said, if you're really bothered by something like that, don't buy it. You know what I mean? Like, if you're really annoyed and bothered, the good thing is, if enough people complain and it gets to Hot Toys, it'll get fixed, because it's been happening. Same thing with what was the other figure? There was another figure that came out, and it was like, oh no, and then they turned around, they fixed it. Oh my god, what the hell was it? Maybe you guys know. What was the recent figure, guys? That was it was shown, and then people complained. I just can't remember. There's so much stuff, that's been coming out. But anyway, so so now at this point, it's gotten. I think the community has gotten so big that Hot Toys is actually listening. And I don't think it has to do with in art. I don't think it has to do with they're scared, so they have to. I don't think it has anything to do with that. Because I don't think I feel like it's gotten to the point where they will start listening to us because they value the opinion. And again, if we cause enough ruckus and enough make enough noise, it's gonna make them do it. Because what's gonna happen is, if they don't listen to us and we're complaining about a product that's not good in our opinion, and they don't listen, we're not gonna buy it. It's that simple, and they know that. So instead of avoiding getting stuck with all these figures and having to sell, on Sideshow for, with discounts, and that's the only way you're going to get it. They're like, you know what? Let's just start listening to them to avoid, issues like that. Peacemaker, Loco Lou, yes. Let me pull him up. I actually, the body and the face too. That was a good one, Loco Lou. What the hell was a Peacemaker? That figure, believe it or not, I was very happy with how it looked in the beginning, including the body. 100%, I was happy. I didn't care about, the joints. See, like this here. See the joint here? Like, I think this body, in my opinion, was better because it was more muscular. To me, this body was more John Cena muscular than this. Like, look at this. This is, to me, no. And I understand people love the seamless, and I get all that. But not every figure needs to be seamless. You know what I mean? Not every figure, not every character fits with a seamless body. I don't mind the joints at all. This would have never bothered me. Stuff like that. And the face, I wish I could go get the other pictures, find the older pictures, because I know they changed a lot of stuff. See, like this here, like, to me, the figure is fine. The figure was fine. I really like the first pictures, believe it or not, because I know they tweaked a few things here and there. But I don't like this body whatsoever at all. Look at this. There's nothing nice about this body. It looks like chicken skin if you get really close up. I don't, and it's not even about the texture of the body. It's just the joints. You don't need to have seamless bodies for everything, like I've always said. Yeah, does it belong in some figures? Absolutely. You can't have some figures without seamless bodies because it just looks that much better. So look at the joints here. Is that really going to bother anybody? No. But, people like their seamless because I feel like a lot of people need to see that the figure, it's got to be seamless because, and again, it's all preference. Like, so now everybody who wanted seamless got seamless, and the people who didn't want seamless, are screwed. But it is what it is. I'm still going to get it. The Collector, what's up, man? Thank you for coming. So, Thule, I didn't see Thule come in. Thule, what's up, man? Thanks for being here. That's what I like. Look at the texture. The texture's awesome. The open mouth thing, I'm not gonna display with the open mouth at all. I'll tell you that right now. And see, like that's cool. That's cool with if you're doing like an action pose. You guys know how I am with the poses. I don't really pose. So I'm not, I'll take pictures with it, but especially with this is cool for if you're going to use it, but I don't really care for that. Look at that. Absolutely not. Like that's his wrestling, face. And, I've never watched the show either. I watched the movies, but I never watched the show. So I'm not getting this because of the show. I'm getting this because of the movies. But stuff like that, like I don't really care for. It's not gonna, I'm not gonna display it like that. His regular face is beautiful. Where is it? See, like, look at that. He looks. The fact that I think we're getting rolling eyes as well. Yep, there you go. Rolling eyes, really, really cool. And that's another thing. We're getting rolling eyes with a lot more figures that are not DXs. From the era that I come from, there was no such thing as eye rolling. It was called the PERS back then. There was no such thing as eye rolling, unless it was a what do you call it? A DX. And DXs were not made, as frequent as they are today. Like, and we still talk about DX and DX and DX, and yeah, we're getting them more frequently now. But back then, there was no such thing. Oh yeah, we're gonna get a DX now for this one and a DX. That was not like that. DXs were, I believe you guys always talk about the what do you call it? The Luke Skywalker double pack. I think that was the very first DX. And then there was the Batman, there was the Joker. So figures like, iconic figures like that were the ones made, made for that. Smoke them if you got them. What's up, man? That's a cool name. So so the DXs, were not something that it was just like it is now. Like, the fact that we got Obi-Wan as a DX and we got Darth Vader just like that, just back to back two DXs, unheard of ever in history. You were never getting back to back DXs like that whatsoever. It was the hobby wasn't like that. And I was actually talking to Bob Dylan actually about this. Because he likes doing a lot of kit bashing, and back then when I started, that was actually a lot more popular than it is now. You still get people doing kit bashing, which some people make really really cool stuff, like very very cool stuff. Um, and that died down a lot. Back then you didn't have 30 companies making 1/6 scale figures. You didn't have as many figures coming out left to right of these random third party figures. Hot Toys was not pumping out Hot Toys like they are now by any means whatsoever, which is why you were able to make decent money with these figures. And that's what I was telling you guys on my first stream. I got into, before I even thought about selling anything, because a lot of people in the community, do just get into Hot Toys to resell and make money. Those days are over. Those days are gone. Unless you have, you buy in bulk, or you buy in what's the word? You buy in wholesale. You're buying wholesale. You're not making really, and even if you buy wholesale, you're making whatever it is that the markup is, because you got to be very competitive. You gotta make sure that you're not too high, because why would anybody buy from you when you're too high? If somebody's selling, even if it's $10 cheaper, people are looking to save that money. Hold on. CTCO3, what's up, man? Thanks for coming. So that's what happened. So even if you do wholesale, if you want to, and I thought about that too. I'm like, oh, I'm selling Hot Toys. I mean, why don't I just get it? And it's not even worth it. There's too much competition. And again, going back to what I was saying, back then, because everything was so limited and Hot Toys was not cranking out what they're cranking out now, especially, the amounts, the different types, the numbers, the licenses. It was very, very easy, to make $200, $300 off of one figure. That's how good it was. As long as you got it for retail, because even buying at retail, $175, $180, $185, $190. You were not breaking $200 at the beginning. And obviously when I started, I'm talking about before that, they were even cheaper than that. So that's what I mean. You were able, and once they sold out, you bought it for $190, $200. You were selling. I was selling figures for $500 plus. So I've made decent money. I wasn't selling forever. No, not at all. I've sold, for a little bit of time, because when I got into it, I was just collecting. And that's what I tell people, people who over the years who've called me a scalper for selling what I sell, or for trying to sell. Oh, what's up, Bugman? Thanks for being here. So the fact that I sell, I try to sell at least, or I tried to sell as much as I did. I would be called a scalper, because these people, first of all, they don't know how much money I've put into the hobby to begin with. Okay. A scalper would be somebody who, just buys to sell. That's it. That's all they care about is profit. Not me. I never did. I was buying, creating my collection, building my collection. I was never just, let me just get into this so I can make all this money. I started very late trying to make money. There were figures that I, did very well on. Like I said, I've made $300, $400 on a figure. I've made $500 on a figure. I've made $600 on a figure. So it's not. It was, those days are gone. Those days are over. Years ago. And so so a lot of people don't understand that. And then once I got the flow of it, I was like, oh, you know what? That's when I started buying doubles and triples. Again, it was not to sell. It was because back then you would see people making customs and kit bashes, and they would grab a figure and turn it into something else, and they would buy a second one and use the parts of the outfit to create another figure. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. So that's what got me into buying doubles and triples. It wasn't to sell. The reason why I'm stuck with all these is because now that those days are done, it's like, shit, now I got to get rid of it. Now I really got to get rid of the stuff. And so that's why I'm stuck with all it. And then now on top of that, you got what I always talk about, which is Toys Wonderland killing the market. And so, because before then, if they existed, nobody knew about them. Nobody knew about that company ever. Nobody has ever seen prices for brand new figures, if you do get it, for brand new figures, that low. Hot Toys, never, ever, ever. I don't care. Especially at this time in the collecting era. You were getting figures for 180, 170, one whatever, but this was, again, years ago. This was many, many years ago. This was not any time with the recent, the upgrades of the bodies, with the upgrading of the head sculpts, the painting, the paint applications, the sculpting. None of that. You were buying $170, $180 figures for what they were back then. Now, forget it. Everything is worth what it's going for because, and then you add inflation to that. But even so, like, you were not getting those prices. So for somebody to, and people, this community is a big money saver community. They and everybody should be trying to save money, period, just in general. But the thing is that, like, you have your people who want these figures for nothing. If they know the value or not, I don't know, but they act like, these figures are worth nothing and they want it for nothing. So a lot of that happens also, in the community, but there's nothing wrong with saving the money. You're going to save. And like I said before, a lot of people don't have money to be, paying full price, and that's understandable. It's not about that. But companies like that are killing the value. And again, I've said this before, are killing the value of, of these figures. A lot of people, before this company came out, you were able to sell your entire collection and have decent money because there was value in those figures. A lot of people would sell, I'm getting out of the hobby, and they would end up buying, things that, like, you'd be like, oh, you were saving for a while. So that's what the hobby was. You held the figures held their value, because there weren't as many. They were not, they were never being sold, below that. If you ever found something that was sold below that, was very, very rare. And that was somebody who was desperately in need of money. You know what I mean? In need of money. Like, they were just so desperate. You know what? I'll take 180 for this, 200 for this, when they were going for $400 or $500, So that's what it is. And so that's what that company's doing. It's killing the value of what we have and, what we could possibly have in the future. Because, we could talk about, for example, somebody could say, well, not only Toys Wonderland, but Hot Toys is killing their own market by constantly, reissuing and giving us 2.0s and blah, blah, blah. Yes and no. Think about this. If a company, comes out with a figure, yeah, that's a good figure, Dave. Davey Jones, that figure is beautiful. I hope they never make it again because that thing is amazing. So, if they make a figure, right, it's a 1.0. Perfect figure, nothing wrong with it. And I'm talking about now because obviously, if you're talking about figures from years ago, even though, like me, and this is what I think. Me personally, I'm not talking about anybody else but me. I still wouldn't want those figures updated or upgraded because, especially those figures from back then, because those were really, really limited. Now you come out with, die cast. Fine. Two completely different worlds. Understandable. But now you're doing 2.0s on diecast. people are not gonna. And again, it's this community specifically, because the originals have always been, for any hobby that you talk about, whether it's a car hobby, whether it's, anything that the original is what matters and what comes first. In any collecting world, whether it's a collecting card, a comic book, the first one, the original, is always what matters, and it's always the most valuable, and it's always, what has the cost, and what has the price that it's worth. You start doing 2.0s, a version of a second version of a comic book, it's not going to be worth what the first one was. It's just impossible. Doesn't matter how many they made. It doesn't matter. The first one will always. With Hot Toys, though, right now, if you go looking for a plastic figure, and even they may still be high, but is anybody looking for them? Absolutely not. Are they worth what they go for? I don't know. Is it worth it for the person buying it? It's up to that person. Is it worth it for me now that I know that, they're better, the bodies are better, the bodies are now bigger, because I still got all the original, 7 plus all the Iron Man from Iron Man 3. Some were die cast, some were not. And so, having all those as comparison, I don't know if you guys remember the red panty problem. There was Iron Man figures that the crotch area, that's what they call it, red panties. The crotch faded to like a purple, because it just lost the paint tone because of whatever plastic they used. So, is it worth getting a plastic figure now for $500? Not really. But is that first one going to be valuable? It should be 1,000% more valuable than anything coming out right now. But is it? Is anybody going to go backwards and go look for, let me get that plastic one because that's the one that matters? Very, very unlikely. And that's what happens, again, specifically in this community, in this hobby. And that's why I hold on to all my figures. You'll see a lot of people in the community, claiming they're collectors, but all you see is they're constantly selling. They don't really have much. They buy, they display for a week or two, boom, sell, boom, sell. I don't sell any of my stuff. I'll rather sell a one of my doubles or triple sealed over selling my personal collection, because that's my personal stuff, and that has more value to me than grabbing a figure, an old Iron Man, plastic Iron Man, and selling it for $150. Absolutely not, So that's why I hold on to all my stuff, because of that reason. It has more value for me and to me than it does me not having it. And then, oh man, and this happens a lot too. Oh man, I really regret selling it happens to a lot of people. A lot of people. It's very, very common. I wish I never sold my what do you call it? I wish I never sold that figure. Because for whatever reason they'll release something, whether it's regarding that figure or something that would go great with that figure, and you sold it and you wish you had it. And what are the chances of them making it again? Very high chance, depending on what it is, because that's another thing. At this point now, Hot Toys just keeps making, they just keep making figure after figure, and if you haven't caught on yet, to their the way they're doing this. For example, I'm going to give you an example right now. I'm going to look it up for you guys. It's going to be the Black Panther. The Black Panther figure, right? So the Civil War Black Panther, that thing, was super, super highly wanted by many, many people. Everybody wanted this figure, the Civil War Black Panther forever, so badly. Oh my God, I wish I got it. Nobody could get it, okay? Because once it's sold out, and I think that goes for a lot of the Civil War line. The Civil War line is it's a very, very highly sought out line. So even though they're rebranding, they're not calling it Civil War. They're calling it Black Panther Legacy, right? But look at what they're doing. You're getting an updated suit, right? I'm going to pull up the pictures. I hope they have the comparison. I think they did. Yep, there you go. So So this is the new one, right? This is the old one. So as you can see, you got kind of like abs here. There's no abs here. The body's wider, thicker. Look at the arms. They look a lot thicker. The necklace, completely different. The face, look at the mask, completely different. This one looks more narrow. This one looks a little bit more puffy, in my opinion. Look at the legs. Look at the body. It's just a smoother. What's up, Michael Welch? Thanks for being here. It's a smoother body. You see, I don't know if you can see like the bulk here and the gap here. Look at the gap here where the joints are. Here you don't see that. So is it better? Look at the new necklace. Look, they're updating the feet like they did Miles Morales, where you get these poses now. So is it the same figure? Absolutely not. But what are they doing? The figures that have head sculpt from the get-go, they do make them again without a head sculpt. So this came with no head sculpt, and they were able to rebrand it with a head sculpt. Look at what they're doing with the Mark 46 again from, was it Civil War? Civil War. Again, it came with a head sculpt. It came with the bruised eye, I believe. It came with, now they're redoing it again for the Shanghai store. But what are they doing? They're doing no head sculpt. And I don't even know, they're doing the same accessories or not. Different base, obviously. So this is what Hot Toys is doing now. So if you ever miss anything that hasn't been released twice, there's a chance that they're going to release it. If it came out with a head sculpt, without a head sculpt, if there wasn't a head sculpt, you're going to get it with the head sculpt. And I think that's their flow and that's their little trick. And so, look at the chest here. Look at the chest. There's no, very, very small pecs here. Look how big they look here. Look at the design of the outfit, completely different. So is it really a 2.0? Is it, are they just getting more detailed and more film specific? Or are they just, tweaking it to change the figure a little bit and call it, a different line? That's what's happening. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. It is what it is. You're either going to buy it or you're not. I'm definitely buying this thing. I'm definitely going to display with the helmet, without the helmet, because obviously I got the Civil War one with the helmet on. It's most likely the same head sculpt as the Black Panther, if not, maybe repainted, tweaked a little bit. But I said this before. I think what's going to happen is, they're gonna release other figures from the Black Panther in general, and they're just going to call it, they're going to be 2.0s in my opinion, and they're just going to call it, the Black Panther Legacy line or the Legacy line or whatever they're calling it. I think that I don't know if you guys saw the Young Rich T'Challa that just came out with, it's like battle mode. He's got no shirt on. He's got all the markings from the tribe and all that stuff with this same shield and the spear. I think that Hot Toys will eventually do that as well. It's an easy figure for them to make. I think that they will make the Killmonger as well as the battle, with the battling body, with all the markings, all those scars that he puts on himself. I think that's a possibility as well. It's easy money for them. It's easy money. It's different figures. We'll get a different head sculpt for Killmonger, with the different hair that, which was the only difference from then till he became, he got the Black Panther suit. So that's what I think is happening. And I think it's, again, a lot of people who've been dying to get the Civil War. So you think they're not going to jump on this? Not only that, but look, now you got the helmet and you got the mask. So, I mean, I don't know why they would give you the mask for this figure. It doesn't belong at all. But is it cool? Can you make a custom? Absolutely. You can make your own figure out of that, using that mask. I plan on using that mask and giving it to my third party, T'Challa that I have sitting on the throne. I ended up buying the the black outfit. It was I forget what company made it, but it was the whole black outfit that he's wearing when he's talking to, or when he first becomes, king. So I made a custom out of that, and so I plan on giving him that mask that he's holding in his hand right here, putting it on that figure, and having this figure holding the helmet, because it's more fitting, for him to have that helmet, because obviously we know that his first suit, he was the only way to put on his helmet was put it on, take it off. It wasn't like when Shuri upgraded his suit, where everything just came on him with the nanotech or whatever the hell it was. So so this is what Hot Toys is doing. And again, am I complaining? Absolutely not. But does it damage the value of the older figures? I don't think it damages the value, because it's not the same figure. It's an updated figure, but are people going to look for the older figure now? It's, you're not going to get the Civil War base. People may want, I don't know if you guys could see. You probably can't see. Actually, yeah, you could see. At the bottom of my screen, to my, I guess that would be my left, that's the whole Civil War line. They're all on their bases. It looks amazing. I have the entire line. I love it. So is somebody going to go backwards now and say, oh, I really want to go backwards to get that base? I doubt it, unless you need to complete the line. That's the only way that you're going to get somebody to to go backwards and buy that. Again, is this figure going to kill the original figure? It shouldn't. I don't think so, because you're still going to be able to find it on eBay for $500 plus. But it causes issues with people buying the older stuff. But nevertheless, they're very, very cool. I love the updates. The figure's going to be a lot more massive than the other one. You're going to see the difference. I'm going to be able to put them together when it comes out, compare, because that's another thing. A lot of people sell their stuff, so they can't, once a figure comes out, they can't really do the comparison. They can't really, see what the differences were. That's another reason why I don't sell my stuff, because when they come out, and I recently just started doing that. I started taking pictures, because again, when I for years, I just took pictures, very, very crappy pictures at that. And I never really used my collection to my advantage, because again, it was never about that for me. It was never about like, oh, let me show off that. No, but now, knowing that there's a lot of people who really want those comparisons and can really, benefit from those comparisons, to see, oh, should I get this one? Should I get that one instead? Which one's better? Which one's worse? That's why I'm taking, comparison pictures. Somebody just thanked me for doing I took a picture of the Venomized Iron Man that just came out with the actual Venom figure. I guess nobody had done it, or somebody, that person hadn't seen it. Oh, thank you so much for for taking that picture. I really wanted to see the comparison. That's why I'm doing stuff like that, and I'm glad I'm not selling my stuff, because I could help people in the community with that. And that's the only reason why I've never collected to show off or rub it in people's faces. I don't care about any of that, because who am I impressing with my collection? Who am I impressing spending my own money? Nobody. I buy what I buy because it makes me happy. And if me having it and taking pictures and showing the community makes somebody happy, even one person, that's enough for me. You know what I mean? So that's why I don't care about the hatred and the people talking smack about this and that. It doesn't faze me. It doesn't bother me, because I'm here for myself, number one, which is again why I explained why I opened my own group, and I explained that in my first stream. Because it's just about happiness, it's just about sharing. And again, I know what I have, and a lot of people don't don't even know a lot of the figures that that I have existed. You know what I mean? And that makes me feel even better about what I have, because I could share what I have with people who didn't even know these figures were ever made, because a lot of the old stuff are not getting made ever again. Like the Michael Jackson figures, I doubt Hot Toys will ever make that again. The even though Soso Toys is remaking the what's the name of that movie? The comedian's in it. Dr. Manhattan's in it. Oh my God, what the hell's the name of the movie? I'm like blanking out on the movie right now. Oh my God, what's the name of that movie? Somebody tell me in the chat. What is the name of the movie? It's Watchmen. Yes, Axel. So I have the original comedian. Like I said, Soso Toys is making them now. They're great figures. They look amazing. My original comedian is leaking oil still right now. If I pull it out, I could rub the oil off of it and show you on my finger. That's how these figures were made back then. They were using these suits, and a Batman figure. There's another Batman figure that also is leaking to this day. I forget which one it is, but yeah. So a lot of these figures, a lot of people don't even know Hot Toys was making back then. I still have. I would never get rid of them. I don't care if they're worth a penny. They're worth money to me. They're worth they're meaningful to me. So figures like that, I have the Spirit from the movie The Spirit, the what do you call it? The octopus from that movie, that suit, that whole figure, that suit, really, really nice. The colors, very cool. The hat, you have that, what's his name? I forget the actor's name, who played Nick Fury. But that was one of the very first figures that he had, sculpted of him as well. I have that. So that's what I mean. So to me, my collection is, again, for me, and I love being able to, show that to people who don't even know, that those figures were made. Once I monetize and I'm able to create my little, my little thing, I'm going to have my memberships and be able to have one day a week, have my members come and literally do whatever figures they want to see, whatever figures they don't know about. If they want to do a tour, literally every week whenever we meet up and they want to do a tour, I will literally do a personal tour for everybody. Whoever wants to see whatever figure, that's my plan. Because again, I think that it's if you're really into the community, I think it's very important to know and understand, the evolution of Hot Toys. Like I said before, people are just real quick to bash Hot Toys. Hot Toys has been around for forever, for decades at this point. And, they've been in the game. They've in my opinion, they created the game, People see, companies like nobody talks about Soso Toys, who has proven themselves not only with figures but with price as well. Okay, they give us really, really good stuff, really, really good quality stuff. It's not crappy by any means. Look at that Trickster Loki figure. That thing is beautiful, beautiful. The price, amazing. You got Inner coming out of the woodwork with, $350 per figure, and that's just the cheapest one. What? That makes, and again, you're going to do whatever you're going to do. It's up to you. It's your money. Do whatever you want. But people don't, they don't realize what they have. They don't realize where the evolution of Hot Toys, they don't realize where they come from. They don't realize how much they've grown. Not only that, but for years they didn't care about what a figure would come out. However you got it, that's how you got it. That's your problem if you wanted it. If not, oh well. Even I think Sideshow at one point, their policy was, if you open the figure and anything happened to it, that's not their responsibility. I think that actually happened because I think I went through that at one point. Like, they were like, "Oh, is it open?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I have to check." "Oh no, if it's open, we can't take it back." I was like, "What?" So I don't remember what exactly happened to the figure. I think there was some type of paint smudge or chip or something on the figure, and I'm pretty sure it was some type of Iron Man at the time. And I was like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "I had to open it, or else I would have never known that it was damaged." And so, so even Sideshow has adjusted very, very well. I've never complained about their service whatsoever. Now you could talk to them right on chat. You don't even need to call them. Really, really cool. Be Real, what's up, man? I didn't see you were here. Oh, Sinister, what's going on? I think it's becoming more apparent Disney in total control of what figures. Oh, absolutely, yeah. They're of course. That's they're always in charge. They own everything. Be Real, what's up, man? How are you liking? Oh man, very cool figures. I said it earlier. Really, really nice. I can't wait to get that Chrome Stormtrooper now. Like it's gonna look so good with the Gold Trooper and the Chrome and the not Chrome, the Copper Trooper. I took pictures. I don't know if you saw. They look really, really good. Samuel L. Jackson. Yes, Pedro. Thank you. So I have one of his very first figures from Hot Toys, if not the very first one. So all that stuff, to me is history. It's I could literally show figures from the beginning, like literally the beginning of Hot Toys. I have military figures from Hot Toys that a lot of people don't even know that Hot Toys, came out with. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't know that Hot Toys was involved in military, and not just crappy like really, really, really good quality. You would get tons of accessories with these figures, and by the time you were done putting these accessories on the figure, you'd be like, "Oh my god, I'm tired." That's how much stuff they used to come with. Every clip, every rope, every hook, every cartridge for the gun, every whether it was a handgun, whether it was a rifle, whether it was a sniper, whether it was the ghillie suit for the sniper, a hat, everything. A lot of people don't know that. You look at my collection, I could show you multiples of those. So that's why I'm very proud of, number one, proud of my collection. Two, the fact that I could share it with people who appreciate it and don't show jealousy over it and envy. And there's a lot of people who really enjoy and thank me all the time. Oh, thank you for showing your collection's awesome. And I appreciate people like that because you could easily turn around and say, oh, you suck, you're a show off, which has happened before, and for what? I'm far from that. So so that's why I appreciate people who are very nice in that respect. When it comes to that. Hold on, Sinister. Fabi, do you have the Dimension Marines? Dimension Marines. I don't even remember what those are. Explain to me what those are. I don't know. I don't know what they are. Dimensions Marines. Oh, from Aliens. No. That was way before my time. From Aliens, I only have a dog alien. Back then, those aliens, like if you go buy an alien now, forget it. Those rubber bodies that they were using, a lot of them like dissolved, they flaked, they melted. They became really, really crappy. The one figure that I really, really wanted was the Pred Alien. For the longest time, the figure actually was supposed to stand up on its 2 feet. Really, really tall figure. Really, really nice looking figure. Never got it because what happened with that figure was, number one, the joints were cracking, like the hip joints. Like you would try to move a leg, boom, it would snap, done. Another thing, once you took out the leg for whatever reason, it was a nightmare to put it back in. Same thing happened with the aliens, with the alien figures. That's why I only have one. And those Marines, right now, I don't even know. I don't search for them, but I know they were super expensive for a very long time. And I never got them because they looked very, very crappy and very, very basic. So I was like, you know what? Why am I going backwards? That's one thing. I never really go backwards much like that unless I could get it for a good price. But those figures, I have every Predator. Even those they were called the cleaner kits for the Predators. I maybe have one or two, if that. I don't even think I have two, believe it or not. Those kits were, again, compared to the 2.0s that they came out with, nowhere near as good at all. They were very, the bodies were very thin compared to what they look like now. There was really no weight to them. Kind of crappy, kind of flimsy. So I don't really have, like I said, maybe one, and I don't even think I have one. But I have, I would like to think I have most of the newer Predators at least. Same thing for the Terminator line. The Kyle Reese figure, that figure is going for crazy money. Why would anybody, and again, that's the value. It is what it is because it's the very first one. And if you want to complete the whole line, that's what you got to pay. So I don't judge people on the prices. I don't judge people on buying it, but would I buy it? Absolutely not. Is it worth it for me? Absolutely not. Same thing with the two figures that I really, really do want that are, I will never get at this point. Well, there were three. Now there's two. The first, the one that I dropped was the Hot Toys Godfather. I wanted that figure for the longest time. At this point, I'm like, oh, whatever. It is what it is. And the other two are, number one is the Rocky Balboa. What the hell was it? The Italian Stallion version, the yellow one. I need that figure so badly for my collection. It's like so badly. I'm missing that one. And I'm missing the fully dressed Clubber Lang. So I'm missing those two, but I don't care about Clubber Lang. Clubber Lang you can still get for a decent price if you really want it. I don't really care for it. I mean, if I get it for like, $150, I'll definitely jump on it. I almost got it for like $200. I don't know what happened. I was like, do I really want it? I was like, I don't need it. And I ended up buying something else. So I regret that. But no, the Italian Stallion version, 100%. If anybody's looking to get rid of it or see one for less than $1,500, actually, I think it's going for like $2,200 right now, believe it or not. Is it worth it? Absolutely. Is it rare? Absolutely. Am I going to pay, that amount for that? Absolutely not. So, that's what happens with the hobby. Those things, like, to me, are worth, having in my collection, but not for that money. And the third figure is the Jor-El Marlon Brando figure with literally, this is all the figure is. Marlon Brando head sculpt with white hair, a white gown outfit, black S for Superman, and maybe a pair of hands. That's the whole figure. Go check what it's going for right now. Is it worth it? And when I first started, it was over 500. And this was, again, about 10 years ago. It was over 500 back then. Brand new. How much is it going for? I don't even bother looking for it right now because I'm not going to pay those prices. It's a very basic figure, nothing to it. Will it ever remake it? I highly doubt it. So that's when that's when I would like something, like that for myself, because I got 3 of the Christopher Reeves Superman. I have an original. I made a custom. I had somebody customize a second piece to make, actually, before they released the Superman 3, that evil Superman figure, everybody was making their own custom from the original one. And I was like, this looks really cool. I was like, I definitely want one. So I had somebody customize me one, and it looks amazing. And then literally maybe a couple of years later, they came out with the evil version. I was like, oh man. But if you look at them, if I bring them right now and I show you what they look like, completely different, night and day. The custom is, gonna be a little bit more battle damage and stuff like that. So, so that's what I used to do. I used to get figures to do customs, to do, to make my own stuff. But yeah. So to me, is it worth it? Nah, not really. Let me see what other figure was released or announced that we could talk about real quick. Let me see. See, I didn't get this figure. Sideshow, you guys know how I feel about Sideshow. Even though, somebody tried calling me out on me saying, I thought you were done with Sideshow. I've been done with Sideshow. My last figure before these, the Clone Wars, Anakin and Obi-Wan, was a Thor from Sideshow, which was really cool. Then I bought the Mythos, which I was really disappointed with. That body was not good at all, like completely flimsy. Then I bought General Grievous, actually, which was the updated version, which is great. I still have it, no problems. And then I bought these, and I was like, it could have been better. The ankle joints and the wrist joints kind of flimsy, kind of loose. Look at this thing here. This thing is so badass, man. Like if they used a nicer body, believe me when I tell you, this figure would have been so worth having in your collection. But it's really not. Pedro, where is he? He did. Yes, the arena Fett. That's a good one. Let me see. All right, what's new here? Let's do Hot Toys. Let's do only Hot Toys. There we go. So when they say what's new, that means what? Ready to ship, I'm assuming. See, like these things, I bought literally, I think either 3 or 4 of these. I still haven't even opened them yet. I was planning on putting them in a D12 with Spider-Man, but then I was like, do I even bother opening them? These things were really nice. These Punishers, this line, when they make something from this line, it's going to be really, really nice. These figures were insane. Even though he looks like an Asian Punisher, but obviously he's supposed to be from that video game, but super, super nice. I ended up buying 2 so I could display one with the head sculpt and one with the helmet. Really, really nice figures. Let me see what else came out. How do we get to like what's maybe shipping? Oh, here, never mind. Coming soon? No. Yeah, let's see coming soon. Let's see what's up with coming soon. Quarter scale? No. Let's see Hot Toys. All right, so this thing. Look at this thing. This thing's gonna be, super, super popular because the fact that it's for the Book of Boba. I feel like I had one of those. Maybe not. This thing looks so familiar. I thought I had one from Sideshow or something. I don't remember. This thing. Oh, that was another thing I wanted to talk about. So a lot of people are going crazy over this thing. The thing, the thing with this vehicle, in my opinion, is, the thing is going to be massive. Okay, I think. Will they make it? I have no idea. I've said this before about the Dark Knight Rises, the Bat. They were supposed to make Hot Toys showed the figure, the vehicle. The thing was humongous. It was supposed to be a 1/6 scale. They ended up not even, and they showed, and I still remember this. They showed what the box was going to look like. The box would have been like $1,000 just to ship alone. That's how big the thing was. They ended up scrapping the whole project, and they ended up making it in a smaller scale, which I ended up buying. Even that smaller scale is massive. Okay, so now I think what's happening is to mess with Jazz Inc. I think that they're teasing stuff like this in case Jazz Inc. decides to, to make something like it or tease something like it. I feel like that's what they're doing. Because again, this thing in 1/6, will people get it? Absolutely. Will a lot of people get it? Absolutely not. There is, and if people do get it, they'll get it to say that they bought it, display it for a little bit, and then resell it. Guaranteed that's what's going to happen because there is no way. I wanted the Jazz Inc. Batwing from the 1989 Batman. That thing, it looks beautiful. And yeah, we know, Hot Toys tease theirs too. Again, as I feel like as tit for tat with Jazz Inc., but it would have looked beautiful hanging from the ceiling right here. I was like, it's going to get all dusty. I'm never going to appreciate it because, all the stuff is at the top. You know what I mean? The cockpit, everything is up top. So how am I going to, where am I going to put it? And, they have the mount, to have it. But why would you do that? It's going to look like a shield in the middle of your wall. So I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm not even going to bother getting it. But I'm waiting for the Ecto one from the new movie. I'm waiting for the 1966 Batmobile from what do you call it? The from Jazz Inc. I'm waiting for the DeLorean from the new Hot Toys DeLorean that they are now that they released for pre-order. So I'm still getting vehicles, which again I have no room. I don't know where the hell they're going. They're all up top, or I don't know if you guys can see. I'm pointing, but you guys, the entire thing is because I use the top of the cases to display the vehicles. Where are they going? I have no idea. But are they coming here? Absolutely. I'm getting all of them because there's no way. I missed the first sector one. I regret it so much. Let me see some of these messages here. February, your passion for running scale is obvious. You took more content. More. Thanks, man. No, I'm telling you, I love this stuff. I really do. Like I said, I've never collected for anybody but myself, and it's getting to the point where like I kind of regret, not being as involved as I am now in the beginning, because I feel like I would have brought a lot of enlightenment to the community, and a lot of just a lot of positivity in the collecting sense. You know what I mean? Like a lot of things that like a lot of people would be able to see right now. For example, if I had my channel, because right now to go back and take my older figures out and take pictures, which I have done, but I feel like it's going to be it would be a pain for me to do. But it's starting to get to the point where I'm like, man, like I regret not being, more involved. And again, when I did try to get involved in the very beginning, there was a lot of negativity and a lot of hate because of how big my collection was already at the time. I already had a lot of stuff that a lot of people, didn't have. So it was a lot of that I had to deal with. So, but thank you. I appreciate it for noticing, because I really do love this stuff. Sinister, let's say. We'd love to get the Jackson. Yeah, see, I don't get much from Jazz Inc. They're cool. I don't mind them at all. But vehicles is for me at least. It's kind of tricky because I don't have a lot of room. Like I would have let that Falcon, cockpit that they made. It would have been amazing because I have literally like all the figures that would go in there. And so I was like, you know what? I was like, and the fact that it's so big, and I was like, nah, I was like, I can't do that. I was like, it's way too big. Let me see. Michael, well, shipping has gone insane on some thing. Yeah. Well, see, I don't do statues. But can you imagine? Absolutely not. I've seen these boxes. I've seen videos of guys, unboxing these things. They come in 2 boxes sometimes, and the things are humongous, and they must weigh so much. That's why I'm so glad. I wasn't supposed to get into 1/4 scale either, at all. I was never, that's why I don't have, and I've said this before, I don't have the Darth Vader, that came out. I don't have any of those older. I don't have Batman. I don't have Joker. Even the 2.0 Joker that came out with the exclusive, half painted Heath Ledger face. That thing is beautiful. I almost got it. I was like, oh my God, they'll never make this head sculpt again. And I was like, you know what? I was like, if I get into this, then I'm going to have to get the Batman Begins, the Dark Knight, then the Joker. And I was like, I have no room for this. They came out with the Iron Man. I was like, that's it. I was like, I'm done. I have every Iron Man. I have 2 of every Iron Man except 1. And the Spider-Man, I got 2 Mandalorians, 1 sealed, 1 displayed. I'm getting the Boba Fett, one of the Boba Fetts that came out. So I wasn't even supposed to get into that, and forget it. I'm starting to regret it too, because it's like that takes up a lot of room and a lot of space. But shipping, with these big things is it's nuts. Let me see who else. Sinister, waiting on my last few pre-orders. Luke's Snowspeeder and the Yes, that's another one. I ordered 2 of the Return of the Jedi snow speeders. I got 1 from the Mandalorian here already. Well, I bought 2. I have 1 sealed, 1 displayed. I'm getting 2 of the new ones coming out. Can't wait for those. I don't think there's going to be much difference between them. I think it's just one's branded one thing and the other one. Maybe the base might be a little different. Maybe not. But I'm excited for those two. Let me see who else. I read that one. Let's see. Let's see this one. Hang the end upside down. Yeah, well, I mean, I wouldn't, because again, it's just going to sit there getting dusty, and you're not going to be able to appreciate it, because if you have it on the ceiling, right, you're only going to see the bottom. You're not going to see the Mandalorian if you decide to put it in there, or Grogu if you could, if you put him in there. So it would have to be low enough where it's hanging like in your face, and you walk into that thing, forget it. You're going to poke an eye out. So I'm not doing that. I wish I could, but it's funny. This is so addicting to me that I think, man, if I won the lottery, I would buy the house next door and expand, like literally just create a tunnel across just to be able to expand my collecting room. That's how sick I am. Okay. Let's see what this Sinister 6-scale X-Wing. I'd have to, that's a good one. But again, actually, didn't somebody, I think somebody made one, a 1/6 scale one. That thing was humongous too. I saw a picture of that somewhere. Somebody had it in one of the groups. That thing was massive. That's the thing. These vehicles, they're great. They're really, really cool. But it's just, man, they take up a lot of room. A lot of room. Thanks, best friend from Italy. So it's a lot of, it's a lot of, it takes up a lot of room. Like I ended up building some shelves, some floating shelves. Let me show you guys so you could see. These weren't here, last year. See, like these shows. See, I ended up building those and those. That's the Devil May Cry line. Literally, the entire line is there. And this is Assassin's Creed up here. And, again, all the figures that they made. Hot Toys made one, and everything else is damn toys. I built those for those figures, and then I built a few more for the quarter scales up front. Because it's like I'm telling you, the problem with being a real true collector is the space. And it's going to get to a point where, I am already thinking about it, and it's just, a matter of time where I get into module cases. It's going to happen at some point, and I think that that's the best way to go, because I could put entire collection lines in a specific case and stack them, or even do, the ones where you could do the different shelves within the one case. So I could do a whole line up top, then one in the middle, then one at the bottom. So I haven't gotten into it because I know it's going to be overwhelming in the beginning, and there's so much to choose from and so many options that it's like, oh man, do I really want to get into that? Need a full, I'm doing an updated soon. Actually, I got invited to a stream. I think I told you guys on my first stream. The guy's from Spain. He invited me on his channel to interview me and go over my collection, like while we talk. So I just have to do one, for myself. The thing is, not having the like I said before, not having the software to make it cool, make it nice, and make it, because if you guys notice, everything that's not a short on my channel is just it's silent. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's only like a minute or so, but it's like blah. You know what I mean? So I want to make it cool, and I want to have at least the tours. At least the tours be nice for you guys. So I have to. That's why I've been holding off, because it's like I could take the videos 1, 2, 3, and then just start posting video after video. But it's like, I want it to be cool. So I gotta figure out an easy. If you guys know something, an easy software for me to use and make my own little video, and then where to get some music for them. Music that's not copyrighted, so I could make something decent, at least for my first updated tour. Could it be limited run? Maybe through. I mean, Hot Toys. doesn't really make stuff like that. Again, if they did, they would be numbered, and they don't get into numbered stuff, which I don't understand why. I think especially now with what's going on with Toys Wonderland and lowering the value. I think one thing that they could do is limit the pieces. But again, overseas, Toys Wonderland gets everything anyway, so it doesn't really matter. They already have the 3 figures that we didn't get here. They got them over there already for 500 plus, 700 plus for the Iron Man. So that's the only problem. So either way, whatever they do, Toys Wonderland is already in line for it. So it just sucks. That's the only thing that that's annoying. I met upside down on the ceiling. What do you mean? Like flipped? Like this would be at the bottom, like facing down? I don't know. That would look weird, I think. I don't know about that. I sleep in the end one every night. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't know if you guys saw the mechanism, how it spins and stuff, the propellers, and I think that's really cool. I think that's really, really cool. I mean, I hope they do it because I know people will buy, and they'll love it. But I personally wouldn't. There's nowhere to put it. Like I said, I missed the Batwing on purpose because I have nowhere to put it. It takes up a lot of room. Thule, man, Nicholas, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Like I said, I love showing you guys, the guys who really enjoy looking. I personally love looking at collections. I don't care how big or small it is. I don't care if it's Funko Pop. I don't care, because even that stuff is, even though, it's more childish, but if you have a really cool collection of them and you have them all displayed, not in the box, if you have them all, even in the box, all stacked up, because of the way they make their windows, I think it's pretty nice. But if you have them all displayed, and I've seen videos on like reels and stuff, all displayed outside on shelves, that looks really, really cool. So I love watching collections. I love people's collections. Let me see. Just curious where your thoughts on Magic Keys are. I just traded my details. Yeah, no, I think they look cool. I think that's the best way to go. I mean, at least for somebody. Actually, I can't even say. I was going to say at least for somebody with a big collection, but not even, because even if you have a small collection, it looks very clean, very nice. Obviously they're specifically made for that, so I think they're the way to go. I think details, they do what they're supposed to do, but I don't think details are made for collecting. I think it's more for other stuff, which they were for collecting, absolutely. But I think module cases, like I said, I'm going to get into them eventually at some point. I have to. I think that, if you count the amount of figures that you could fit in a single detail this way, and you get a module case going, horizontally, I think you could fit way more that way. And again, you have the options of getting the shelves. And so, it's a no-brainer for somebody, who again, you don't have to have a big collection at all. You could just be starting off, and it just looks great. The lighting, the type of lighting that they use, the fact that it's sealed, so you don't worry about. That's another thing. The details are not completely sealed, so you're gonna get dust in there no matter what. I don't care how clean your room is; they're gonna be dust in there always. So the fact that they're completely sealed and you don't have to worry about dust, that's another plus, because figures get dirty. I posted a picture. Which figure was? Oh, it was when I got the Winnie the Pooh and Piglet set recently, a couple weeks ago. And I posted. I don't think you guys noticed at all, but I was so embarrassed after the fact. I was like, "Oh man, why did they even post this?" Belle. So I have the Hot Toys Belle. I have the Hot Toys Belle from Beauty and the Beast. I have the Hot Toys Maleficent from the Maleficent movie, and so they're on that same shelf with Winnie the Pooh and Piglet now. And I took the picture. I didn't notice it. I posted everything, and then after the fact, I noticed that Belle's hair was white, and I was like, "Why the hell is her hair white?" So then I went back and I rubbed it. I was like, "Why is your hair white?" So I rubbed it with my finger. It was all dust on her hair, so it looked like she was graying. And I was like, "Oh my god!" And then the pictures are everywhere. I could delete everything, but it's not really a big deal. like I said, a lot of people didn't even notice, but it was just they get so dusty, man, so dusty. The good thing is it's not to a level that it ruins the figures, it attaches to the figures, thank God. But you see the dust on the glass. The dust is always on the glass. You swipe your finger on there, forget it. Your whole finger's gonna be dusty. Beskar Kid, this guy, I don't know if you guys, I would think you guys know him. This guy's getting everything that's coming out day one. His collection. I'm waiting for his tour. I don't know if he's planning on doing one, but he is getting crazy figures right off the bat. Really, really cool stuff. And the way he takes his videos, awesome. I wish I could do my little, and he'll do an unboxing video and he'll do his little review without saying a word. I love it. I think it's so cool. I would never do that because I don't know how. I don't have the setup to do that, but the way he's set up, really, really cool. So check him out if you haven't yet. He does really, really nice videos. I have a 40 yards off spread between 3 money. Yeah, see, I love module cases. From what I've seen, people display. Graham actually, Jedi Knights Watch. This guy, he has, he was the one who actually started talking to me about them because I would see people, talking about them and stuff, but like directly, he was the one telling me what they were all about, showing me what they were all about. Check him out as well. His channel, really cool channel. I love being on his channel. When I'm invited, once a year. So I like, very chill. I just love being there. I always tell him, yo, when are you streaming so you can invite me? He's the only person I bother about streaming because I love being on his channel all the time. So that's why I know for a fact that eventually, I'm gonna get into the module. It's just inevitable, Thanos. You have to, it's me. I have to, get into, like, for example, like look at, I don't know if you guys could see from here, the second case, second shelf from the top. That's the endgame shelf. It's super, super crowded right now because, I literally have, third party. I have everything that they made. I have doubles of, for example, I have 2 Hawkeyes. I have 2, I have 3. No, I have 2 Captain Americas. I have 2 2012 Captain Americas. I have third parties. I have, what else do I have multiples of in there? I think that's it. And then the other multiples are, spread out everywhere else because I actually have, 3 Captain Americas. I have, I think I got like 4 Iron Man, Mark 85s. So I have, one, what's his name? The red guy, Red Skull. I have 1 Red Skull for Endgame. I have 1 Red Skull for Infinity War. So, I would love to, with the module cases, love to be able to do that shelf or that step up. And they're high enough where you can do them. And they look really, really nice, when they're, on a shelf or when you put the risers under them because they're so high, obviously depending on which ones you get. But you have that option. You know what I mean? You don't have the options like that with the details. The only thing that worked out with details was there was this guy, I forget his name. He 3D printed these risers for the details. And I bought a whole bunch. Let me see if I can find them real quick. They're really cool because you can actually take out one of the shelves and adjust the other ones to where you have enough room for like a Thanos or like a Venom or like, for the Carnage just coming out. You're going to try to put a Carnage in the detail with the 4 shelves on. It's not going to work. So with these risers and these adjusters, I was able to do that for a couple of shelves with the, what was that figure? The Juggernaut from Deadpool and there was I think the Thanos as well. Oh, the Call Obsidian as well. That's one figure that will never fit on a detail without removing a shelf. But if you remove a shelf, then you have all this extra space, in between that you're wasted. So these adjusters were amazing. Let me see if I can find them and show you guys. Again, I've had these for many years. I don't remember the guy who I bought them from. I don't remember if it was in a group or they were on eBay. I'm pretty sure they were in a group or maybe even eBay. I don't remember exactly. Let me see if I can find them because it's worth showing you guys. Give me 1 second. I hope they're around here somewhere. Let me see. I have so much stuff, man. This is like a nightmare to look through. Let me see. See, like I got these here. I got like 3 or 4 of these. They're filled with accessories. Like this is from military. This is from a custom Joker, nurse Joker that I made. These are all the spare head sculpts from the Hot Toys bodies, the True Type bodies that I made my customs with. Brand new backpacks, everything, military stuff. I have tons and tons and tons of spare stuff that I don't even put up for sale because you never know, you'll need something one day and, there it is. So that's why I keep a lot of this. Oh, here they are. There they are. Look, so you'll have, see, I got a whole bunch. This is what they are, but I'll show you separately what they look like. So what you do is, so there's 2 different sizes. There's the small ones. So it's the small ones. See, so this is what they are. These are the small ones, and these are the taller ones. So what you do is you'll put this bottom hook where those rods are, where you hold the what do you call it? The shelf, where you place the shelf on. So this either goes the bottom piece if you're placing it on top, or this piece if you're going to the bottom. Right? It's crazy. And this is all 3D printed. The guy, a genius. Again, I don't remember who it was. I wish I knew because these things are great. And then these are just, taller. These are the short ones. So depending on how much height you're trying to gain or, adjust the shelf, these things, man, if you guys haven't seen my little clips on so you could, that's like the one video that you could see it on very well. The Cull Obsidian, you could see the whole case or any collection tool that I have posted already. You're going to be able to see that some shelves only have, some cases, some details only have 3 shelves because of this. You put these on, you could fit, tall figures all day. Obviously, you lose the 1 shelf, but again, it's better losing the 1 shelf and gaining as much room as possible over removing the 1 shelf and having this huge useless gap in there and really wasting more space. So these things are a lifesaver, and I still got plenty because I didn't use them for all my cases. I just use them for the ones that I needed, to use them for, which was for the bigger figures. I'm glad I still have more because, like I said, I wouldn't know where to find this guy right now. And 2, for when, because right now I don't know if you guys, for those who own Venom and have them in on a shelf in a detail, that he fits literally perfectly in there. The fact that his head rubs is what keeps him standing. Obviously, we know that Carnage is a lot taller than him. They made him a lot taller than him. So for me to display him in the detail, I have to use one of these, remove a shelf, and use these to maximize the space. So that's why these are really, really good to have. Chris Santos, great color. Thanks, man. Great supporter. Chris Santos always likes my stuff, always comments on my stuff, always, involved in my stuff. I appreciate him so much. Thank you very much for being here. He missed my last show. Michael Watch, I love seeing the collections that people have displayed and pleasure showing. Yeah, no, it's people make their own like racks of, they'll go to Home Depot and they'll make their own little. I think that's really, really, number one, smart. You save a lot of money, and if you customize it well enough, really, really cool. And you don't have to spend, crazy amounts of money to have a display at all. The thing is, if you don't, do the plexiglass and you don't seal it, depending on where you keep it, you're gonna have, a lot of dust in there, which is what sucks. But besides that, you don't need a lot of money. A few nice little shelves. You don't even have. You just buy the wood, get some one of those L brackets. You're set. So you don't even need to get fancy stuff. But people get really clever and really really smart with those things. Let me see what was in here. You could also have module case custom ones. Yeah, that's another thing. That's what I did. Yeah, it's true. You could customize, and what I really, really love is those corner pieces. I have the perfect spot for a corner piece, and I think those corner pieces look amazing. I played that raffle, and I was like, oh my God, if I win, that would have been my push. If I would have won that raffle for that corner piece, and I think Riley won one of them, Riley Reviews. If I would have won that raffle and I would have gotten that piece, you better believe that would have been my push to be like, you know what? These details don't belong here right now. I need to, go full out and do my whole display, and that would have been my push. And I would have had, let me tell you, at least 90% done right now with the module cases. Let me see. Magnify your fees screen. I can't see. What do you mean? Magnify which screen? I don't understand. Which screen? I don't know. I don't know what you mean. Explain to me what you mean. But yeah, no, the details, man. And when I saw those corner pieces, I was like, this is so perfect. And the fact that you could get, specific pieces for the quarter scales, which I think that would be a waste. I mean, I have, multiple quarter scales, and they're so big, and you're using up so much, a certain amount of room, but you're losing so much as well. I don't know. I would like to see if they make something for multiple quarter scales at the time. Let's see. Did I miss anybody else? All right. You guys have any questions? Any you guys want to see any figures? Maybe. Let me show you guys. Actually, let me show you guys the what do you call it? The Davey Jones figure that I love so much. Give me 1 second. This thing is so nice. I don't think they'll ever remake this, and I don't think that they should, honestly, because, I mean, if they do, it'll be, even more perfect than this. But this thing is, so insane. This thing is, incredible. Let me see if I could look at this thing. The detail on this thing. Look, he's holding the heart. That was one of the accessories. I could easily take it out of the claw, but I don't want to. Look at the claw. Look at this lobster claw. Insane. Look at his octopus finger. Look at that. You get the staff. Look at his whole finger wraps around. This is Hot Toys years ago. Look at the pipe. Look at the pipe. Look at the hat. Look at the back. Look at that. All the muscles coming out of his back. Look at that. This is one of my all-time favorite figures. The detail in this thing. Look, another thing a lot of people don't even notice. There's a key. That was one of the accessories. There's a key. You see it right there dangling? I don't know if you guys can see it moving. There's a key dangling there. So I remember years ago. Hold on, let me put this down. I remember years ago when this figure came out, it sold out, and people see it comes with the treasure chest. Still have. So you were finding figures, without that little key, and it was still going for crazy, crazy money. It was still going for insane amount of money. Like, I remember specifically this one sale that was like, $600 and something dollars, missing the key, and people weren't buying it because of the key. Like, that's how important that was for the what do you call it? For the figure. All right, let me see who's here. You have Manda blown. Let's see. You have the Manda blown up in the farm. Oh, wait. Like this? I don't get it. Let me see. Best arcade. Oh, he's out. Leg day. Thanks for being here, man. Let's see. That Jones. Yeah, I'm telling you, this figure is insane. I will never get rid of this figure. This figure is beautiful. Beautiful. Everything about this figure, the detail, the weight, the jacket, the head sculpt, the everything, the claw, the hat, the fit. Zero complaints about that. And again, this was years ago. So can you imagine if Hot Toys makes this right now? Forget it. It'll be like rubberized, like tentacles where they move, and I know they would knock it out of the park. But I hope they never make it again, because that'll hold its value forever. And that's what I mean, when they remake figures. That's insane. And I speak from experience. Nice. Yep. That thing, I hope they never get rid of that ever, 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 ever. I mean, they're still making Captain Sparrow all the time, so I don't know why they haven't. Again, I'm not asking for them to do it, so I hope they never do. Let's see. Oh, Knife Freeze is showing there. Is that good? I don't know if that's good. But yeah, so that's what I mean. So figures like that, I can show you guys, and that's what I want to do, in my memberships. Like, anybody who wants to see, old figures that they don't even know existed, or figures from customs that I made myself, stuff like that. Like, I want to be able to show people who are really going to appreciate it and really like seeing stuff like that, on the for the channel. Best Kid, yeah. See you later, man. Bugman, this minute, yep. Figures dope, yep. Really, really sick figure, man. That's like I said, one of my favorite. And I have the entire Pirates line, literally from back then, all of them, every single character that they made. The one figure that took me forever was that Jack Sparrow with the eyes painted all over his face. That figure, I could not get anywhere near it. I was like, oh, it was always so expensive. And finally, I said, you know what? Let me suck it up. And I bought it. I think it was over $300 back then, which back then was a lot. And I was like, you know what? I was like, I need it for the collection. It goes well. And he's got this big hat. He's got like a baton, like something. It looks like a baseball bat thing. The figure is awesome too. But this, forget it. Even Davey Jones Lego figure. Oh, see, I haven't seen my any Lego. My friend just got into Legos, and he's been getting he's got the Iron Man helmet, he's got the Venom face, he's got like all these, he's got a whole thing on, in his house. He built custom shelves. He's got the vehicles. He's got the X-Wing. He's got all the vehicles. He's got a Falcon, I think, like a small one. He's hanging all of them from the ceiling. Obviously, they're small scales, but he's got a whole bunch of them. He's got a whole bunch of them hanging from his ceiling in his spare bedroom in his house. Really, really cool. Yeah. Any other questions, guys, before I get off? Then I just want to thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. Like I said, I'm just learning this what do you call it? This StreamYard thing. This is just a free version. I'm assuming that I'm going to have to pay for it at some point. But thank God it worked out like this, where I was able to, I just want to be able to either, be able to have people on without an issue, or be able to pull up, pages like I did, without a problem. So, which, thank God I was able to do. And so that's what I wanted, because obviously I'm going to be talking about, things that come up, figures that are just announced, figures that are released, and at some point, talk about once the figures come out and I have them, talk about that stuff as well with you guys. So I wanted you guys to actually, be here for this journey with me, because, like I said, God willing, I blow up. I don't know if you guys saw me, bothering everybody on my Instagram, but three of my videos at this point now, they started trending, and they're over 130 views, 130,000 views, one of them, and then the other ones are like 80 something thousand or whatever they are. So I was posting when it was happening. It was just like I was like, oh, 17K, 50K, 60K, and to me that's super exciting. My follower count went from 500 to right now I'm up to about 3,200 followers on TikTok, and that translates to YouTube, Instagram. So I'm almost at 1,000 on YouTube, which I'm very excited about. So that's why I keep going for that. For you guys, for the people who really enjoy that stuff, looking at collection stuff. So that was very, very exciting to me to hit, because I've been posting, and again, never expecting anything like that to happen, because I'm like, these viral videos, how does this happen? These people must be doing this for years. And this is what I think to myself while watching these videos. It's like, oh man, how do they get to 100,000 views, 200 something thousand views? Like they must be doing this for years. And it's just luck. At the end of the day, it's just luck, man. It's just crazy how the one video that started it all was when I put the Rambo, the 3-0 Rambo figure that came out. And then I take my little video of the entire collection. So you see the Hot Toys Rambos that they made and all the Rambo line figures that they made. And let me tell you, the thing blew up, and it's still going, and I'm getting views per, hundreds of views per second, per minute. I'm getting followers per minute. Like, it's the most satisfying thing, because it's like, wow, it's like, it finally paid off. You know what I mean? That's what makes it like fun. It's like, wow, like you're being finally recognized for having something so different, so cool, so special, so not so mainstream, because not everybody collects 1/6 scale. Not everybody knows about this hobby, so it's very exciting for me. So hopefully that translates to YouTube, and and the fact that you guys are here, watching me and being with me from the beginning. You guys eventually will be able to say like, oh, I was there from day one, which, when people get to that, because I've been there with people, from the very, very beginning up to, the time where they've blown up. So, it's not that I expect recognition from them, but it's like, oh man, I remember, watching them when they, when they had just started, when they had this amount of, so that's, to me, that's cool. Let me see. All right, my fellow collectors, I'm out. Axel, thanks for being here, my friend. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Big Dog, thanks, my friend. Woo! Thanks for coming. Sinister, awesome. Thanks, brother. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Bugman, thanks for sharing. Thanks, man. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you being here. Michael Watts goes, yeah. So it's funny you say that, because he goes, oh, I said, yo, that, because I hadn't, I don't know anything about Legos. I've never collected Legos. I've had Legos, but when I was 9 years old. And I said, yo, so I'd never seen these things that he's collecting all of a sudden. So I saw the Venom one, and I love Venom. So I said, yo, that Venom was really nice. He goes, I have an extra one. He goes, I could give it to you. I said, absolutely not. I said, I am not getting involved in that, because me knowing myself, I'll get that one, and then I'll go looking for another one and another one. I said, I am not getting involved with that. I said, that's your job. And he laughed at the fact that I said, that's your job. He's like obsessed at this point. He's got so much Lego right now, he doesn't even know what to do with it. But all right, Jedi Night's Watch. He better be here. He better say goodbye. Oh, he better say goodbye. Also, thanks, Thule. Thanks for being here, my friend. Big Dog Pound. Thule. Big Dog. Thule. You rock, bro. One of the best collections. I love seeing yourself. Hope you're good. Thanks, man. Yeah, no, I'm telling you, I'm doing this for you guys. I'm like I said, right now, I'm just trying to get used to all this stuff because it looks, easier than it is, and all I can tell you is the moment that I get the hang of this stuff, I'm going to be unstoppable. That's just who I am as a person. I take my time to make sure things are done, properly. I don't like half-assing stuff. I don't like, doing crappy things. The thumbnails that you see, like I make them myself, and they're a little, very basic stuff. But let me tell you something. The moment that I start getting the hang of this stuff, I'm going to be unstoppable. Just remember my words. Muriel, what's up, man? Thank you for being here. Insane One later, thank you for being here, my friend. Michael Carson, what's up, man? Did you just get here? No, there's no way you just got here. Did you just get here, Michael? Well, thanks for being here. All right, guys. So, again, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you all so much for being here with me while I'm learning this stuff, talking figures, which is what I love. I hope we can do this, again, more often. I just got to figure out what times work for me. But again, I just love sitting here and talking about this stuff. I could talk about this all day, but I'm starving. I got to eat something. But yeah, thanks again, guys. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good night.